Start the legs, right? You're going to see that the patterns are exactly the same, right? So you have to kind of pay attention to the bones. So the sizes of the muscles will be a little bit different. I'm going to let that stay down there. But what you're looking for is, you can see the ilium right here, right? So you can see the ilium right here. Right? See the ilium right there, okay? So you can tell that there's the crest of the ilium right here. There's the crest of the ilium right there. And then this is the lateral surface. This is the lateral surface of the ilium right there, lateral surface of the ilium. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply that same pattern that we saw in the cat to the human leg, right? Mm-hmm. And so what we want to understand is, if we have muscles that are coming off the crest of the ilium, like this, off the crest of the ilium right here, then those muscles are innervated by the femoral nerve, and they're usually going to be extensors at the knee. So basically we're talking about quadriceps. So what you can see is, right, is if I take this off, okay, so if I take this off, this is what we're seeing right here is, this is coming off the crest of the ilium. This is the rectus femoris right there. So there's rectus femoris is coming off the crest of the ilium right there. Okay, so remember, crest of the ilium, and it's coming off the crest, right there, off the crest. So this rectus femoris that you see coming down, same as you saw in the cat, rectus femoris right there, vastus lateralis next to it, vastus medialis on the other side. You can see that. Vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, right? Vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, the rectus femoris in between. All of those are associated with this crest of the ilium, even though it's just the rectus that's coming off of there. So all of those muscles are innervated by the femoral nerve. That's all of those. Now what we're not seeing very well in this model, it's really terrible. They mostly have connective tissue. It's way better on your cats. This is where you're supposed to see the vastus intermedius. Okay, so that's the fourth head of the quadriceps. Vastus intermedius is supposed to be. It looks terrible on this model. So 4 muscles: vastus medialis, vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, and rectus femoris. All 4 of those are innervated by the femoral nerve. And the basic concept is they work together as extensors of the knee. So those muscles are all synergists. They work together. They do the same action. Now, one more muscle, which is a little bit weird, it's kind of the odd man out, is the sartorius. So, same thing, coming off the crest of the ilium right here, off the crest, right, comes off the crest of the ilium right here, okay? But what's different is the sartorius actually comes down, 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 and it crosses from the lateral side to the medial side, and it comes to the back of the tibia. So there's only one weird thing about it. It's still innervated by the femoral nerve, because it comes from the proper place. It's innervated by the femoral nerve, but what's weird is it actually flexes the knee. So that's the one backwards thing, okay? But sartorius innervated by the femoral nerve, okay? Now, if we're looking for the lateral side of the ilium, lateral side of the ilium here, then this group of muscles here, off the lateral surface of the ilium, these are the gluteals. And there are only 2 that you can see on this model. Gluteus maximus, which is the one I just took off, right? Gluteus maximus, took that one off. And then you can see the gluteus medius is this one right here. Gluteus medius right here. So this is the gluteus medius, right there, gluteus medius. The minimus is underneath the medius, so you're not seeing it on this model. Okay, but both, or all, actually all 3 of them, gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus, they're all innervated by the gluteal nerves. So all innervated by gluteal nerves. Now, you can also see right here the pubis. So there's the pubic bone right there, pubic bone right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's pubic bone. So you can see that there are muscles that are originating off of the pubis right here. These muscles that I'm putting my fingers on originate off of the pubis right there. Mm-hmm. So every single one of these muscles originating from the pubis is an adductor muscle. They all have the action of adduction, and every single one is innervated by the obturator nerve. Exact same as what we saw in the cat. And on the cat, you can actually feel where the pubis is. So these muscles right here, including this thin one right here, this thin one here is the gracilis. Okay? And in fact, unlike your cat, it's a very long, thin muscle right here, the gracilis. Long, thin muscle right here. That's why it's called the gracilis, because in human beings, it's long and thin and graceful. That's why it's the gracilis. On your cat, it's a lot wider. Okay, so gracilis is an adductor because it comes from the pubis, and it's innervated by the obturator nerve. Same as all the rest of these muscles here. This big block of muscles, these are the adductors. Okay, and don't worry about separating adductor magnus, brevis, and longus. Okay, it's just all adductors. And then the last thing is, if I take the gluteus maximus off again, right here where my finger is touching, this is where the ischial tuberosity is, right there. Ischial tuberosity, right there. So what we want to remember about the ischium and the ischial tuberosity is that is associated with flexors. So flexors of the knee. And the nerve that goes to those muscles is the tibial component of the sciatic. Now, if you look at your cat, it has a huge biceps femoris on the side. Okay, huge biceps femoris, and the order is biceps femoris, then semitendinosus, and then semimembranosus. That's the order. Biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. Even though the muscles are a little thinner on the human, the same order. So, right here, all originating off of the ischial tuberosity, all of them originating right here from the ischial tuberosity, you're going to see the same order. Biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. So same order. Biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. So right here, biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. The exact same order. Same as on the cat. And they all, three of them together, are the hamstrings. Biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus make up the hamstrings. Okay? Once we get past the knee, it's again very simple, very straightforward. If it is on the originally dorsal side, so remember we do the sprawl, the reptilian sprawl like this. If it's on the originally dorsal side of the limb, like this, right here, then these are all extensors, and they're all innervated by the peroneal nerve. So we can see tibialis anterior, right here, tibialis anterior right there, long digital extensor right here, and in fact even on the model you can see that the tendons go all the way out to the toes. So long digital extensor, and then you have your peroneals right here. So peroneus longus is the longest one with the long thin tendon, peroneus longus right there. All right, peroneus longus right there. We can see peroneus brevis is underneath it, and I don't think they're showing you a really good peroneus tertius. Okay? So on this model, peroneus longus, peroneus brevis. So those are all peroneal nerve. And then we go to the back, and we have the two heads of the gastrocnemius. Right? So you have the lateral head of gastrocnemius and the medial head of gastrocnemius. Okay, the two heads, lateral head, medial head. And then if we look deep too, if we look underneath the gastrocnemius, there's actually the soleus muscle. Now, unlike the cat, the soleus is big enough on the human that you can see it on the lateral side and you can see it on the medial side. But underneath the gastrocnemius, this is all soleus. This is not this little thin tendon, ignore that. That's a different muscle. Soleus right there, soleus right there. That's all soleus. Okay? And this is all tibial nerve. Now the digital extensors, they're underneath here, right? So if you're looking for the digital extensors, I'm sorry, did I say extensors? Flexors, sorry. Digital flex, these are all the digital flexors right here. So this is actually the flexor of your big toe, but the point is, extensors stay more lateral, and if you look at the tendons right here, the tendons of the flexors, they always go to the medial side, like this. So medial side for flexors, lateral side for extensors. Same pattern. Yeah? Okay.